presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are Ohio.
As the song goes, 1 is the loneliest number. So let's focus on the number 2. The Tribe played 2 games in New York Wednesday, sweeping the double dip. They played 2 more yesterday in Detroit, sweeping back-to-back doubleheaders for the first time since 1972. But today we're back to number 1, as in Indians ace Corey Kluber, leading the American League in ERA. Looks to make it 10 in a row for the Tribe next on Sports Time Ohio. From Comerica Park in Detroit, Michigan, it's Cleveland Indians baseball, and many of these Tiger fans are wondering, can the Indians be stopped? They've won 9 in a row on a mission after sweeping back-to-back doubleheaders, and what a matchup we have for you tonight, at least from the Indians standpoint. They've got Corey Kluber going. Chris Sale is the only other real contender in the Cy Young race. And look, you can look at the numbers and say Chris Sale has a leg up on Kluber. He missed a month of the season. Can Corey catch him?
Why not? I mean, as consistent as Corey has been, you look at the numbers right there, and he is. He missed a month of the season, but he can match him right there from June 1st. I don't think there has been a better pitcher in all of baseball, and I don't care who you're including in that. In baseball, period.
Rick, if there's one fundamental rule that we know about pitching from a hitter standpoint, it's that movement trumps everything, and Kluber has some filthy action.
And it all comes from the same arm slot, and when you can see Corey Kluber's two-seam fastball, watch the movement. To right-handers, it's away and it cuts in. To left-handers, it starts at his hip, it goes over the plate. Now the cutter comes from the outside and goes in, and then his slider is one of the best in the business, no doubt. It's swing and miss stuff. They have a batting average of minimal, probably about 100 on that pitch right there. He has been so good in his last 17 starts, 10-2, an ERA under 2. Look at the strikeouts, 174 to 20 walks. This has been the most consistent streak I have ever seen a starting pitcher on in my day. I mean, I have never seen anybody as consistent as Corey Kluber has been.
He's up against Jordan Zimmerman, who was the Tigers' big acquisition last year. Has not worked out to this point. We'll see if the Indians can make it 10 in a row coming up here in Detroit. Stay tuned. Alan Jensen are up next with the big story, and you won't want to miss A.J. Hinch's stirring pregame speech to the folks down in Houston, and we'll also catch up with Andre Knott, who has more clubhouse hijinks straight ahead. Cleveland Indians baseball is brought to you by W.B. Mason, the official office supplier of the Cleveland Indians. By McDonald's, I'm loving it. By your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by Nature Stone, the only concrete solution. The players in the dugout hijacked Andre Knott's microphone. And then Carlos Carrasco performed a little impromptu play-by-play. Today before the ball game, in our Hear Right Sounds of the game, Andre and Cookie reversed roles.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Here's Andre. How do you feel yesterday without your microphone?
It's one of the worst feelings ever. How would you feel going out to pitch without your glove or without your hat? And why did you have the wrong hat on?
Actually, yeah, you got me on that, but I think I got you on the microphone. That's the best part.
It's the best part for you. It wasn't a good feeling for me, but I gotta say, hearing your barbecue line about the broken bats was pretty good. Better never happen again. You guys set me up.
Actually, if you see the videos, I think you talked to somebody here. I don't remember who it was. So in the video, you can see Almonte just dropped your microphone, and he went down to Lindor or something like that. I don't know what they did, but I found a way to find the microphone. So I did everything last night.
The true question is, where did you find the microphone when it was back there?
Actually, I found it over there, right behind the box right there.
Oh, they put it behind the box right there. And then you taped it so you could make your own station?
Yes, I'm pretty sure I taped everything.
So
I'm watching you. You're driving crazy.
Yeah, you did you did drive me crazy.
Looking for that microphone. So it was funny.
So on days when you're off from pitching, do you think you could do that more often? You take the mic and you do this job?
Actually, for the second day here in Detroit, for the third game, I maybe get the microphone tonight too. So Cody Kluber is on the mound, Zimmerman on the other side. So I think it's gonna be a good game today.
Yeah, that is beautiful right there. Let's check out our Northern Ohio Hyundai starting pitcher. It'll be Jordan Zimmerman for Detroit. He has made 2 starts against the Indians this year. He is 0-2 with a .935 earned run average, 0-3 in his career.
Our thanks to Carlos Carrasco and Andre Knott for that little pregame interview. First pitch in there, strike 2, Francisco Lindor. 1 for 4 yesterday in game 1 of the doubleheader with a run batted in. Zimmerman misses, low and away to even the count. 66 degrees our game time temperature. Lindor sends a towering pop to right, and Presley, shy of the warning track, makes the catch. 1 away. Well, the Indians, rest of the starting lineup for manager Terry Francona, brought to you by Progressive Insurance, looks like this. Bradley Zimmer in the 2-hole. Jose Ramirez batting 3rd. Edwin Encarnacion cleanup. Carlos Santana is 5th. Lonnie Chisenhall back in the starting lineup. He's in right field batting 6th, with Abe Almonte starting in left, hitting 7th, and it's Yan Gomes and Gio Urshela. Zimmer takes the pitch up and away. Zimmerman drives one in the alley, deep right center, but it's got some air under it. They don't catch it though. Presley was there. Looked like maybe he felt Matzuk's presence, and Zimmer glides into 3rd base with a stand-up triple on a ball that I have to believe there was some miscommunication on, and that cost the Tigers here early.
Sure did. When that ball, I said that's an automatic triple if they don't catch it, but it goes to show you how much room is out here. He's gliding, took his eye off of it, and that's the right fielder's ball right there. Presley's got to go after it like he's going to catch that ball all the way, and as soon as it drops, this kid can cruise into 3rd. So for Zimmer, that's his 2nd triple.
You mentioned it a number of times yesterday as the Tigers bring the infield in for Jose Ramirez, and he swings and misses. There is a lot of ground to cover in the outfield here.
Boy, there really is.
And that just proved, Rick, one little misstep, take your eye off the ball for a moment, and you're toast.
Well, that happened yesterday. I don't know if it was with Jay Bruce's triple. Remember how it had some hang time, and we were saying, boy, that stayed up there a long time. You have to have quick outfielders in this ballpark if you are going to catch those balls.
Low and away, Ramirez lays off. I almost think the ball you're thinking about was the one Gio hit in Game 2. It went for a double. But it seemed like it hung in the air forever.
Okay. That's what I was thinking, because Jay Bruce hit his pretty well to right field. It almost got out.
Yep. The 2-2. And Ramirez lays off, full count. Whatever breeze we have appears to be blowing in from center field and left center field. Payoff pitch. And Ramirez shoots it right into the wind. Deep left center. Matuk can't get it. It short hops the wall. Zimmer scores. Ramirez is going for a triple, and he'll go in sliding safely. Ball gets away briefly, but he'll hold there. Back-to-back triples in the first, and the Indians lead it 1-0.
Boy, when's the last time you've seen back-to-back triples? And that ball, it went a long way to left center field for Ramirez. And by the time Matuk, those two outfielders were tested, one in right center, now one in left center. He drives it the other way. And that's going to be the 6th triple for Ramirez, but it hits that wall and he gets it, but he dropped it and then tried to make a mistake of throwing it all the way to third in the air. You got to use your cutoff man there. 2 quick throws may be a little quicker than that one long one.
Look at that, Jose Ramirez, 70 extra base hits now on the year. That's his 6th triple, and now Edwin Encarnacion looks at a pitch down low.
And this is not the way Detroit wanted to start out when you're facing the Corey Kluber today. You don't want to start out down, but the Indians score in that first inning again.
Now, if the first 3 hitters are any indicator, the outfielders better get their track shoes on.
Yes.
Matuk has good speed. You can't play center field in Detroit and not have good speed.
Well, this is, all new for these guys. Playing next to each other. And, Matuk yesterday, he played left field for both games. He's in center tonight. Presley was in right.
Edwin shoots it up the middle and through. And that's an RBI single to make it 2-0 Cleveland. And he took advantage with the infield in.
Yeah, and that's just it. You don't have to hit it all that hard, and they're playing him more to pull, and he just takes it right back up the middle. So that's a pretty good pitch down and away that he stays on. He didn't try to pull it, and there's an RBI and also the base hit because the infielders were in. So very good job by Encarnacion, his 81st ribby.
Well, that 26 straight games he's reached base.
That's the longest current streak right now. Pretty impressive.
Continues to take his walks. Walked twice yesterday in the second game of the doubleheader. Carlos Santana takes a strike. He went 3 for 9 yesterday with a double and a run batted in. So 3 straight hits here in the first, and the Indians jump on top early. Swung on and missed. Tribe 58 and 19 on the year when they score first. And they're halfway to 4 runs for Corey Kluber. They've won 60 in a row, and they get him 4 runs of support. Down on the dirt. Santana down on the count, but that never bothers him. And he drives one to deep right field. Presley going back, and it's over his head and off the top of the wall. Into third, and stopping is Encarnacion. Santana into second base with a double. Second and third, still only 1 out, and the Indians are teeing off on Jordan Zimmerman. And here comes pitching coach Rich Doobie, and we're 5 hitters into the game.
That's amazing. Now, Carlos likes to extend the arms, and he got a pitch out over the plate. And he just missed a home run by about 3 feet, and he hit it right where the wall starts jetting out. deeper in right center field. Or if he would have pulled it maybe 3 feet more, he would have had a homer. But it's another double. And they're just firing the outfielders. You're right. They better have their track shoes on the way this game's starting.
And that's a 1-2 pitch.
Yeah.
You know, you don't figure you're going to get something that fat when you're down on the count, but Santana was able to get the barrel to it. And Gene Lamont, who's managing in place of Brad Ausmus, who's serving a suspension today. Also, the Tigers will be without Miguel Cabrera. He's out for 6 games on his suspension.
Right. It was
starting today.
Yeah, it was 7. He appealed it. It went down to 6.
Lonnie Chisenhall following a pitch right back.
I mean, take a peek at where that ball hits. Oh,
wow.
Man, you're talking really just a foot to the right over that yellow line.
Oh, 1 is off the plate. The other Tiger player that they'll be without today and tomorrow is Alex Wilson, who was also suspended for his role, pitcher.
Okay.
I think he got 3 games.
Yeah, I think, didn't he hit Todd Frazier in that?
How can you remember who hit who?
Well, I've seen enough replays on it, so you should remember it.
There's a high pop-up on the infield. Foul ground. Candelario makes the catch. 2 down.
Let's take a look at that Tigers defense, brought to you by WB Mason. And it looks like this. It'll be Romine in left, Matuk in center, Presley over in right, Candelario at third, Iglesias at short, Kinsler is at second, Navarro at first, and Holiday doing the catching.
And the umpiring crew. Ryan Blakeney has the plate. Jerry Meals, the crew chief at first. Ron Kolpa at second. Chris Conroy down at third. Here's Abe Almonte. Chops one up the middle, and that's through. Scoring is Encarnacion. Here comes Santana. He will cross the dish as well. Abraham Almonte with a backbreaking 2-out, 2-run single. And the Tribe has put 4 on the board here in the first inning.
Boy, they're coming out in style today. That picks you up right there. He got a breaking ball. He left it up a little bit. It goes right back up the middle. Once it gets past Zimmerman, that's the 5th hit in the inning. And 4 runs are in. Almonte has 12 RBIs now.
Well, there's your 4 runs that we talked about for Corey Kluber.
Well, right there in the first inning. How about that?
Before he's thrown a pitch.
I know Zimmerman has had his issues with the Indians, but boy, they came out of the chute in a hurry. And Lindor, when he led the game off, it was the first out, but he just missed his.
Strike to the outside corner. It's 1-1. Last 4 starts, Jordan Zimmerman has been roughed up.
Yeah, I mean, this is his 3rd start this year.
26th pitch of the inning is swung on and missed.
Yeah, he pitched back-to-back games July 1st and then July 7th. And the longest he went was 5 2/3 in that first start. The second one was just 3 innings back in Cleveland.
Already action in the Detroit bullpen. Jan sends it out of plate on the right side. Miles J is the right-hander up in the bullpen for Detroit. That's down low. Miles J just got called up prior to tonight's game, and he's looking to make his major league debut. Tigers manager Brad Ausmus has resigned himself to the fact that the rest of the season, he said, we're going to be running some guys out there that are very short on experience. Not always an ideal situation. Yan Gomes dumps a base hit into center field. Hitting the bag at second and heading for third is Almonte. The throw way offline. And Indians at the corners with 2 down. Back-to-back 2-out hits. And Gio Urshela will be the 9th man to bat in the inning.
Boy, it looks like it's going to be one of these days for the outfielders. They may lead the league in rushing tonight. They're going to cover a lot of yards. And Matuk, you could see he was playing Gomes in right center. He's got to go to left center. Almonte with 2 outs hustling his way to third. Already 6 hits in the first inning.
I mean, the Tigers have to be absolutely dumbfounded when you look at Jordan Zimmerman's track record with the Nationals. He put up good numbers. He was a big winner, low ERA. But, man, I mean, I know there's a difference in leagues, Rick, but you wouldn't think the drop-off would be this drastic.
No, you would not. And in his last start, you know, he beat the Colorado Rockies where he went 5 innings. But, you know, he had 4 starts prior to that, winless, going 0-3.
Urshela to left, and that will be caught by Romine to end the inning. Not many swings and misses here in the first. The Indians score 4 times on 6 hits. The Tigers are coming to bat.
Four spot on the board for Corey Kluber, and he will be our Northern Ohio Honda starting pitcher for the Tribe. Kluber making his 24th start of the year. He is 13-4, looking for win number 14 at 263, 1-1 against the Tigers in 3 starts this year.
The Tigers starting 9 for Brad Ausmus, brought to you by Hankook Tires. Ian Kinsler, Alex Presley, and Nick Castellanos. Efren Navarro, Mikey Matuk, and Jamer Candelario. Brian Holiday, Andrew Romine, and Jose Iglesias batting 9th. Ian Kinsler yesterday just 1 for 8 in the doubleheader. Fastball strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ground ball slowly chopped to short, and Lindor throws him out 1 away.
The Indians defense brought to you by Ram. Looks like this. Almonte in left field, Zimmer in center, Chisenhall back in right, Urshela and Lindor on the left side of the infield, Ramirez and Santana on the right, with Gomes doing the catching.
Alex Presley steps in. Presley yesterday went 3 for 9. Rick, there might be some pitchers where you give them a bunch of runs early and you wonder, will that affect how they go out? Will they be as aggressive? Will they change anything? You never have to worry about that with Corey Kluber.
No, he doesn't change. His makeup is...
Zimmer charging hard. Slides, can't hold on.
He tried to pin that ball to his chest as he was coming in. It'll go as a base hit. He got there in time. He just couldn't cradle it in. It was sort of it's almost like he was trying to catch a football, where he didn't put the glove up. He couldn't extend his glove arm out. And I think that's what made it tough to catch the ball. You see, he tried to cradle it, but then his body pushes it out of his glove.
Watch when his elbow hits the ground.
Yeah, that's what pushes it out. See, he couldn't extend the arm, and there the elbow hits, and the ball comes flying out.
Well, Nick Castellanos, the DH, with 1 on and 1 out, hits a ground ball to short. Lindor backhands it, goes to second. There's 1 on to first. Inning ending, double play. Lindor to Ramirez, quickly turned, and after an inning, it's Cleveland 4, Detroit nothing. Folks coming up here to watch the Indians, and many Indians fans seen on the streets of Detroit this weekend. Ran into an old fantasy camper today on my way over to the ballpark.
They got a lot going on here this weekend, huh?
Storylines brought to you by Wayside Furniture. Zimmerman battered by the Indians in the first inning. We'll see how long he sticks around. Corey Kluber made 7 pitches to retire the side in the bottom of the first, so Zimmerman probably felt like, did I even get a chance to catch my breath? Down in the dirt, 1-1.
Yeah, he wants a mulligan here from that first inning, and he's going to get a chance because it's going to start right here with Lindor again. Sending 9 to the plate.
Fouled back. Hits a ball and 2 strikes. And smashed to first, but Efren Navarro makes the play unassisted, 1 down. Our stat of the game is brought to you by Buick. During the Indians' 9-game winning streak, they have outscored the opposition 63-15. So think about that. 9 games, they've given up 15 runs.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's been the same day after day after day. No matter who toes the rubber, they go out there and they just go out and make it look easy.
Mike Clevenger pitched well yesterday, and I think this team, maybe it's because they've got a nice blend now with the infusion of some of the young guys that got the call up yesterday. There doesn't seem to be any let up with this group.
No, there isn't. No, there isn't. They're on a mission.
I don't want to say that the finish line's in sight, but they know this is the time to really
relax. They're relaxed. They're having fun. They know what they have to do. They got to take care of business, and they're doing a very good job about it.
Swing and a miss by Zimmer. 2 down here in the second.
Had their 16th shutout last night in Game 2.
Yeah,
that leads all of baseball.
Ramirez with a base hit in the right field. 7th hit for the Indians already, and Ramirez is 2 for 2 tonight. Rick, I've heard athletes who played on great teams in the past say how much fun it is to play when you know when you take the field you're going to win.
Or
you have the confidence, you know you have the talent, you know you're better than the opposition. It's simply a matter of going out and executing.
Yeah, you have a really good chance to win because you're feeling good about yourselves. That's right. You know if you play your game and you don't beat yourselves, you will win. I mean, that's a tough thing to sustain in baseball because you're playing every day.
Yep.
You know, it's a little different. Football, you know, they get on a roll and they play 16 weeks, and basketball maybe 3 times a week.
Edwin with a base hit in the left field, and he's 2 for 2. And Rick, they're hitting soft shots, line drives. They're hitting everything Zimmerman throws up there. They're putting pretty good swings on it.
Well, this one a little bit off the end of the bat, but these guys are good hitters. That's a spinner away, but it had a little bit of the plate, but he stayed on it. They have 8 hits already. Yeah, as a pitcher, you're sitting out there going, and you haven't had success against the team you're pitching against. You're going, oh, what am I doing? You got to maybe change that game plan and make an adjustment here on the fly, and that's hard to do.
Carlos Santana, he was down in the count 1-2 in the first inning, and he almost hit one out of here to right center field and hit off the very top of that wall, just below the yellow line and right center.
His offense is looking like anything you do, I can do better. The next guy comes to the plate. You got a little greedy there. Went after a high pitch.
Underhand flip retires Santana. The Indians leave a pair. Middle of the second. Cleveland 4, Detroit 0. 61 straight when the Indians score 4 or more when Kluber's in the game. They've won 61 in a row.
That's a heck of a streak.
Efren Navarro 0 for 5 yesterday. Navarro yesterday making his Tigers debut. He's played sparingly in the major leagues during his career. Fouled off. No balls, 2 strikes.
We had a former Tiger first baseman come out and throw out the first pitch here today, Carlos Pena. Remember him?
I think I saw Brad Austin was trying to hand him a uniform.
He might. That's right.
Navarro went up the ladder to get to it. Stays alive. Just a tad high, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And again, he gets a piece of it.
You're going to see the slider from Corey. Just gets a piece on the top part of that baseball as it's breaking down. He could either maybe expand that a little more and throw it a little lower. And that 2-seamer in the inside corner.
And he strikes him out.
Got him with a changeup away. And just watch the movement on this pitch. It's Kluber's first strikeout. He really takes something off. It's about 86 or thereabouts, and it just takes off the plate. And he makes the ball. It's almost like he throws wiffle balls out there. He can make it go 2 different ways. That's not easy to do.
Now the 1-0 pitch to Mikey Matuk, up and away. How'd you like to score 12 runs in a baseball game and never once have the lead?
Wow.
Chicago Cubs got a first inning grand slam from Rene Rivera and won 14-12 over Atlanta.
They were playing catch up from the start then.
Yeah.
That's what happened. Did they have any really huge inning?
Well, so the Cubs got the grand slam in the second. It was 4-0. And then the Braves closed it to 4-3. The next thing you know, it was 10-11, 11-4 Cubs in the 6th.
Well, they battled back. They didn't quit, huh?
Yeah, they kept grinding away. Fouled right back. And, you know, here's the thing. You get out to a big lead. You've got John Lester on the mound if you're the Cubs. He only went 5 innings. Gave up 4 runs on 8 hits in that game. And then their bullpen didn't do exactly a great job because they gave up a ton of runs as well, but they held on to win 14-12. Here's the 2-2 from Kluber, and a foul out of play. Corey deliberately into the line, and the 2-2 is chopped foul.
Mott took for a right-handed hitter in this series. I've noticed he hangs in there pretty well with the sliders. He puts good swing on the breaking ball, and he's seen some good ones there when you had Carrasco starting and Clevenger, and now you've got Kluber. That could be a headache for a right-handed hitter when you got this staff coming to town.
Chop towards third. Oh, what a backhanded pick by Urshela, and Santana scoops it out on the other end to record the second out of the inning.
Now that's a nice play on both ends.
Sure was.
I mean, he had to charge and get it on the short hop, and he was going to have to make the throw on the run. He makes it accurate, but Santana does a beautiful job of picking it on the backside of that play, and he has been very good at first base defensively in the last month. You know, he doesn't have to do that much with this infield, but when he does, he's been able to make that scoop. There's only one item and it was another ground ball that went to Urshela that he didn't pick, and I think Urshela got the error on, but for the most part, he's been picking it cleanly over there.
The 0-2 pitch, and he got a piece of it. In off the plate, knocks him back a little bit.
You know, had the luxury to throw one in off the dish for him too in an 0-2 count. See if he sets him up, maybe goes away with a changeup. Nope.
Swung on and missed. He strikes him out, gets his second of the game, second here in the inning. The Tigers go 1-2-3, and Corey Kluber off to a good start tonight. The Indians are in front 4-0.
In 2017 with MLB.com at bat on your smartphone or tablet. You can stay connected with live radio broadcasts, stats, breaking news, and more. Download the #1 app for live baseball. That's MLB.com at bat.
Lonnie Chisenhall skies one down the left field line, slicing away from Romine and into the seats. Lonnie delivers a blast deep right field down the line, and it is a foul ball. Just in front of the foul pole, it hooked into the seats.
Well, he stood around home plate and he saw it hooking, and I think that thing really did hook a lot. He got a fastball up and out over the plate, and he turns on it and pulls it, and you can see it going foul. Had the distance in the front row. That couple right there got the foul ball. And a couple of Indians fans.
Yeah. Looked like that guy crinkled up his Molson can. I wonder if he did that while he was trying to catch the ball.
He'll get another one.
Lonnie fouled out to third his first time up, but boy, he put a good swing on that last pitch. This one high in the air, right center. Matuk says, "Get out of my way, I'll take it." He does. Let's go down to Andre. All right, so Lonnie gets the start. Good to see him back in the lineup. Jay Bruce just a day off?
Well, yes and no. I thought the first thing I thought when we didn't see Jay Bruce in the lineup, we worried about the ankle. But I talked to him, I talked to Tito. His ankle's fine from that triple in the first game yesterday. But he slept a little weird on his neck last night, so he's got a sore neck. So Tito figured with the depth that they have and trying to get Chisenhall some at-bats, just give him the night off and go ahead and let Lonnie play right field. But he says he's fine, can still swing the bat. They're just doing it out of precautionary measures.
All right. The 0-1. Almonte looks at another strike. Abe with a 2-out, 2-run single in the first inning. That made it a 4-run first for Cleveland. Blocked by Holiday. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Abraham Almonte now 2 for 3 in the series. And remember, he's a guy that just was activated from the DL after dealing with a hamstring injury. I think this is one Zimmerman wanted.
Well, a little low as he picked it up. That was on our Nissan pitch tracker.
Fastball hit in the hole. Backhanded by Iglesias. Low throw, scooped nicely at first by Navarro for out number 2.
Yeah, we're getting some glove work over there at first base. Iglesias makes a throw, but it's a short hop. And it's a nice pick to hold on.
He did just barely hold on to that,
yes,
didn't he?
Yes, he did. He brings the glove up and says, "Oh, it's in there."
Well, I mentioned yesterday, Navarro is one of those guys who's been around throughout the minor leagues, and he doesn't hurt you. He's solid everywhere you put him. Gomes drills one deep left, but that's going to hook foul.
Like a 4A guy, where you spend most of your time in AAA and you get a sniff every now and then at the big leagues.
The 0-1. Pulled foul again. Cleveland has opened up an 8-game lead over Minnesota in the Central Division. Trying to run their win streak to 10 in a row if they can win here tonight. Gomes with a ground ball to short. Backhanded again by Iglesias. This time Gomes beats it out. Good hustle by Jan. He's 2 for 2 tonight.
Well, I watched Iglesias go down. You watch him bend his knee so he can get ready to throw. It comes right up, and it was another short throw, and that enabled Gomes to beat it out. He couldn't really, put anything on it, and Gomes head down. Let's go. I got a chance to beat it out, and he does. Good for him. Good hustle. He is now 2 for 2.
Boy, and those are things that at the time they don't seem like much, but boy, you extend the inning, you never know what could happen after that.
I like when you see guys go down the line like that. That's what you hit a ground ball. That's the way you're supposed to run down the line.
Remember the other night in New York, it was a play that was out.
It was
they
Geyer.
reviewed it.
It was Geyer going down there and hustled, and they reviewed it, and they ended up scoring a run.
He went too far, says Jerry Meals.
See, that's the contagious thing when you're winning, you're playing well, and the little things. It's the little things that make a lot of difference sometimes.
2-strike pitch up high. Zimmerman already 60 pitches, and we're in the third. Remember, he had the first 2 out in the second inning, and then back-to-back singles before Santana grounded out to end it.
Right.
Got the first 2 out here in the third. Gomes legs out an infield single.
5 of their 9 hits have come with 2 outs already.
I think what we've seen, and now this is twice through the order, I'm not seeing anything from Zimmerman that is a true put-away pitch.
Exactly. His fastball looks a little short, and he's got to stay out of the middle of the plate.
Drilled to center, another base hit.
Even when he gets ahead of the hitters, he's having a tough time putting them away, and they're putting really good swings on it.
Boy, a great clip of the game from last night. Giovanni Urshela, game 2 of that doubleheader. He was all over it on both sides of the ball. This was the double that Rick and I were talking about early. 2-run shot, and then with the glove. He was playing shortstop last night.
Yes.
And he told Frankie and everybody that would listen before the game, he said, "You watch, I'm going to make some plays tonight." And he did.
Yes, he did.
Then he told him after the game to look out, Frankie. Here I come. After this pitch, I want to tell you guys something, though, about his swing. His swing, they've been working on. He is finally hitting some balls to right field and to right center. And Tito told me last night he's never going to be an average, a big-time average hitter, but he has power to left field. But they're working on him using all the fields because they feel like the more he does that, that'll help him recognize pitches better, and it seems to be working right now.
Well, it is. He's swinging it well. He's playing with a lot of confidence. And right now, I mean, this is already going through the lineup the 3rd time. There's only 2 guys in the lineup that don't have hits. One's Lindor, the other is Chisenhall. But I'll tell you what, everybody else has hits, and they put swings on it. Chisenhall just missed a home run to start this inning.
And Lindor just missed a home run his first time up, remember. He just got under it a little too much. Fouled back. Look, there are pitch to contact guys. I understand that. But when you don't see many players swinging and missing or even really off balance much, that tells you that the pitcher doesn't have much to fool him.
They're picking it up very well.
High fly ball, left center. Matuk there. Makes the catch. 2 more hits for the Tribe. They've tallied 10 already. They lead it 4-0 middle of the 3rd. Stay tuned later in the game for Miller Time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Bottom of the third, and it's the bottom third of the Tigers order due up. Brian Holiday, Andrew Romine, and Jose Iglesias. That's in the gap. And Zimmer with a dive, but he just came up short. And Lonnie Chisenhall quickly backs it up, holds Holiday to a leadoff double.
Boy, oh boy, that was oh so close. He had a long way to go, and that ball was slicing away from him into right center field. And I mean, he got a run, and this guy had to cover well over 100 feet by the time he dives. It went off the end of his glove. I mean, you can't cover any more ground, and watch this. Just at the end, he hits, and boy, he thought he had a beat on it too. But I mean, he needed another 6 inches. He would have had it. Great effort.
So a leadoff double for the Tigers, and Andrew Romine, the batter, hit 2 doubles yesterday for Detroit. He was the only guy that seemed to be able to solve Mike Clevenger for the Tigers. Mike went 6 innings, gave up 3 hits. 2 of those were doubles to Romine. One ball, 1 strike. Clevenger helping to author yet another shutout for Indians pitching.
Yeah, I mean, his start before that was against Kansas City, went another 6 innings and did not allow a run. So his last 2 starts, they have had shutouts.
11 road shutouts, most in baseball. Pretty impressive stuff. Starters have the best ERA in the American League at 3.82.
Yeah, the 16 shutouts matches 2013, the last time.
The 2-1. Just a little high. 3 balls and a strike.
Well, Romine's their utility guy. He plays all over, infield, outfield, does a nice job for him. And as we witnessed last night, not a bad stick.
3-1 pitch, a strike, full count. Uh-oh. Bowers, the mad scientist, is at work again.
Okay. Should be ready by tomorrow.
I was told last night on the bus, this is his favorite one they're working on.
The 3-2 is fouled back.
I was told by Trevor Bauer, this is his favorite by far, and it's going to blow people away.
All right.
I won't tell you guys who it is, but he thinks this is his best work.
You know it though, right?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I know it.
Well, you'll see it probably tomorrow then.
Probably,
right?
and you may see him on the mound too.
The 3-2 is a foul up the left side. We tried to slap that down the chalk.
He sure did to stay on it. There was Brian Shaw yesterday.
And then Cody Allen. Runner at second. Nobody out here. Bottom of the third, 4-0 Cleveland. And Corey Kluber's payoff pitch. Right back at him. He knocks it down towards second base. Ramirez bare hand grab and throw to get him. What a dynamite effort by Jose Ramirez after that ball deflected off of Corey Kluber. And Tito goes to the top step of the dugout to make sure Kluber's all right. He appears to be just fine.
They made challenges because I saw Omar keep his hands out like he thought he was safe after that ball deflects. Looked like he knocked it down with the glove. Ramirez comes in quickly, does everything in his power to get him at first base, and they are not going to challenge it. You know, that's something when your first base coach, you know, tells you, okay, I think he was safe.
Wow, it was really close, too.
It was close. It was close, and he's standing right there, but they said no thank you. So that's a nice play by Ramirez.
But a chance for the Tigers to get on the board now because the Indians will trade it out for a run. Jose Iglesias 3 for 4 with a double and a run batted in yesterday in the first game. Did not play in the nightcap. Out of play. You know, you've talked about this quite a bit. As good as the Indians pitching has been, the defense has been great as well.
Yeah.
And you and I have talked about the fact that Carlos Santana has been impressive at how he's grown defensively this year at first base with hard work and determination. Not just a guy who's like, oh, I'm just going to take my glove out there and stand around the bag.
No. He plays it well.
The 0-2. I hadn't realized, you know, sometimes maybe you're too close to it to be objective. So you wonder, oh, maybe we're just. So I went and looked at the Sabre Defensive Index, which is
the defensive run saved.
It's kind of a combination of some different metrics.
Okay.
But this is now used as a portion of how you win the Gold Glove. So this is not just some out there kind of statistic. Right. All right. The 0-2 pitch, thought out of play. Carlos Santana is ranked #1 among American League first basemen this year.
Well,
in the Sabre Defensive Index.
I'll tell you what, it's good to hear because he has shown he has put his work in, he's paid his dues, and he's playing with a lot of confidence. And he's done it very well, and that's why he's been playing every day over there. Every once in a while, Encarnacion will give him a break, and Carlos never gets a break. He posts, he goes to the outfield a couple of times too.
He wants in there.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. You can just tell sometimes.
Ramirez makes the grab on the little looping line drive for out number 2. And this is the play that got me thinking about it because in that second inning, Urshela makes a great effort. But you need help sometimes on the other end.
And look, it was no big deal for him. Watch how he finishes. He catches the ball and then brings it up high. And, you know, he works out there. If you look, and we go to Cleveland every day and we get there early, Mike Starball's out there and he hits these guys fungos from second base over to first base to work on their picks. He does a wonderful job with each and every infielder that we have. And, I mean, you go out there, Mike Starball works his butt off with those guys, and I'll tell you what, they work. And it pays dividends. In a matter of 2 years, we went from one of the worst defensive teams, I thought, to one of the best.
And I know who else would be happy to hear that news is Mike Hargrove, who's recuperating at home and watching. I'm sure he's watching the ball game.
Well, let me see. What time is it? Saturday? He is. I'm sure he's watching.
A little bit outside. Grover. 2-0. Well, but remember, you know, Grover he would go down to spring training and help out, and I know he did a little work with Santana when he was making that transition. But you're right, and every coach, Mike Starball included, always point to the player has to put the work in. The 2-0.
Well, it's always, we're around it every day. We see it. When they go good, the players get all the credit, which they should. When they go bad, the coaches get all the blame when they're not doing good. Why don't you do this, change this, do this? They do that. I mean, the player gets all the credit all the time, but the work behind the scenes that a lot of people don't get to see, you know, they should be told. And that goes with each and every one down in that dugout. It's a very good work ethic.
2-1 pitch. Kinsler takes a strike.
And it's amazing the towns that we travel around to, and these people walk up to us that we talk, about other broadcasters and other people like that. Wow, you guys are unbelievable. They respect the tribe, period. And how they go about their business.
The 2-2 popped him up.
He got out of it.
Santana, foul ground. And Corey Kluber survives a leadoff double. Keeps the Tigers off the board. 4-0 Cleveland through 3.
It's postseason baseball this year in person. You can purchase 2018 season tickets to unlock access to all 2017 postseason games, and that includes the World Series. Just go to Indians.com/season tickets.
Well, we got a little stoppage in action as Terry Franco.
Zimmer is due up, and I don't see him in the dugout, or he's coming out of the dugout.
Suppose when he went all out for that fly ball in the outfield?
Yes, I do. It may have been the shoulder. As he went down there, he dove so much that he slid. So it's going to be
Greg Allen.
So he had a long way to run on this ball. Now watch his left shoulder, the glove hand, extension, and then he ends up sliding on it. So let's hope that's going to be okay. And maybe knock the wind out of himself a little bit. But he had a long way to go. He's looking up, and he could tell he didn't feel good. Ouch. Well, when we find something out, we'll let you know.
Greg Allen made his major league debut last night. And Tito was happy with the fact that they were able to get guys into the game last night. Greg Allen, Francisco Mejia, getting him an opportunity, so he said they're not sitting up here wondering about it, waiting for it.
Well, the game presented itself that opportunity where he had an opportunity to get everybody in.
Allen swing and a miss, strikes out. Well, this is what finally came to pass today before the game. Brad Ausmus serving his 1-game suspension. Alex Wilson 3 games. Miguel Cabrera, his suspension reduced from 7 games to 6, but they're all serving today. The ironic thing is that Gary Sanchez, who was one of the worst offenders, is still playing in New York.
I was thinking about that. Why does one team get it and they have to start serving and the other team does not?
Well, if the league office is in New York, wouldn't it be easier to?
Well, how long has it been? It's been 10 days since that thing happened. It should happen quickly. You know, and think about it. If you're the Boston Red Sox and they were beat today by the Yankees 5-1, wouldn't they be upset if Sanchez doesn't have to serve? And when's he going to start his? After the Boston series? And he has a 4-game. That doesn't seem fair.
Hey, Arch, didn't they have a judge at a game a couple nights ago, too, that they were all bragging about? It makes no sense.
Sotomayor was there.
Yeah, she was at the game the day after we left New York. She could have took care of all this.
Well, she could have, but I think they wined and dined her.
I bet.
The 2-2 to Ramirez is a little low, full count.
That's right. She was there.
I mean, if you're the Red Sox, how in the world can you not be just the most unhappy team ever that their guys are still playing?
Well, you're right. Something should be done. I'm just curious why the suspensions come down at different times.
One hopper to Kinsler, and he throws out Ramirez. 2 down. Well, this is what we were talking about. This is what transpired that caused all of these suspensions. And Ramirez, or rather Cabrera, and that's Austin Romine, Andrew Romine's brother. And Cabrera mixing it up. But then number 24, Gary Sanchez of the Yankees, he threw a little cheap shot in there. That was 1. And then he came back around and he was caught on camera doing it a second time. And I know for a fact Brad Ausmus said afterwards that they were really upset that Sanchez didn't get a bigger suspension. Ground ball to first, and the Indians are retired in order for the first time tonight. Middle of the 4th, Cleveland 4, Detroit nothing. Indians starting pitching last 29 games. A record of 19-4 for the starters, a 2.31 ERA. 20 out of the 29, they've gone 6 or more. Averaging better than 10 strikeouts per 9.
That's a pretty good roll, huh? Yeah, that's the name of the game, boy, when you can get quality starting pitching.
Greg Allen stays in the ball game in center field for Bradley Zimmer. You've said before that one of the first things for an outfielder to get used to when you get to the big leagues, and granted he's coming from Double-A to the big leagues, is that the size of the upper deck. You're not used to that in the minor league parks.
Yeah, you get that upper level up there, and now you get out there and you get the spacious outfield. I guarantee there's not a minor league field this big.
I wouldn't think, but you never know.
Well, I wouldn't think so. Not 420 to straightaway center, and you're looking in there and it goes, holy smokes, that looks like a long way away. But you have your opportunities in batting practice to go shag some balls and at least get a feel for it. But once the game starts and there's only 3 of you out there to cover that ground. But this kid can run. So
yeah,
I'm looking for, I want to see a ball hit into the gap and watch him get on his horse.
Line drive, base hit left field. Opposite field single for Alex Presley, who is 2 for 2 off Kluber tonight.
Now, hey, Andre, I heard you found out that the Hargrove family is watching?
The Hargrove family is watching, yes. They wanted the governor and Matt to know that they are watching.
Oh, good.
I know who, too. I know who you were talking to.
we don't not talk very often. Put it that way. When the game starts, he's always got me.
You're on speed dial.
Yeah.
I got you. Well, that's good. We hope that he's doing fine. Mike had the, right knee replacement. So, Grover, hope you're feeling fine.
Swung on and missed. Nick Castellanos. Grover was really good, though, working with the young Indians first baseman, and even guys who have been around a little bit, just the fundamentals on how you deal with those short hop throws. I mean, there's a fundamental technique to it. It's not just luck or.
No, he has his ways. He was a good first baseman. He could pick it. But, the weird thing is when you get away from the game, like he's been away for a while, or I get away, it's hard to go back in there for a week or 10 days and, go in there and really get into coaching a little bit. I mean, you're around, and it's nice to be around the guys, but the other coaches are there to do that. And if they happen to ask you something, that's what they should do. If players have a thought or they want to find something out, don't be afraid to ask questions when you get guys that, from different generations in there, because there's different ways to play the game.
Urshela able to stop that line drive off the bat of Nick Castellanos for out number 1. Swing and a miss by Efren Navarro. Right back up the middle, and it's through. Looked like Kluber was maybe going to be able to make a play on that initially, but it just went over the top of his glove, and now the Tigers have runners at first and third with 1 out.
Yeah, from back here, it doesn't look like it was hit as hard, but when you get on that field, that ball, it's one hop, and by the time you get that glove up, it's past, and it gets into center field. So, and Presley able to go all the way to third base, so you have now first and third and 1 out. So Corey would love to get a ground ball double play here.
Mikey Matuk takes a strike. Last time up, he hit a ball to third. That's when Urshela made a great backhanded stop, and Santana picked him up on the other end with a terrific scoop. I think the other thing, too, with regards to Santana improving his defense at first base, you sometimes forget how much having a first baseman who you're confident will make the play on helps all those other guys on the infield.
Well, right.
I don't have to worry about making a perfect throw. I've just got to get it close, and I know he's going to get it.
That is true, but those guys that are out there throwing it to him, they've been so accurate.
Yeah.
You know, they have great arms, and I mean they're very accurate. So you know when you're doing this all the time, and you do see one down there, that's when you know you got to do it. I mean, we've watched infielders that can be a little erratic over there, and you need when you see a first baseman that can pick it and help an infielder, those guys feel third, second, and short. They feel great.
Like you can do no wrong.
Yeah, and you know what? That's okay. Don't worry about it. Thank you. You know they're going to make bad throws.
0-2 pitch, swung on and missed. He struck him out, 2 down.
Expanded the zone on him.
Third strikeout for Corey Kluber.
Stayed pretty much with all of the sliders in that at bat. When you look at the sequence, you're going to see him start off with a slider, the go-to pitch for strike one. Now one more to get ahead. He's going to throw him one fastball to keep him honest, and there's the breaking ball to put him away. So now 2 outs, 3 strikeouts for Kluber. You know, he made his last start in this ballpark before he went on the disabled list. And that came
that's right.
That came May 2nd when he had to come out after 3 innings.
Jamer Candelario with a bouncer to first. Santana says, I'll take it myself. And the side is retired. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. We've played 4. It's Cleveland 4, Detroit nothing. Baseball is brought to you by Levin Furniture. For the best deals on furniture and mattresses, shop Levin's. And by your Northern Ohio Honda dealers. Made in Ohio, Ohio proud. Now at Fox Theater, just a couple of blocks from Comerica Park, right here in the heart of downtown Detroit, Michigan. Indians lead at 4-0, 5th inning, and Carlos Santana will lead it off. Then it's Lonnie Chisenhall and Abraham Almonte. First ball swinging, pulled it foul. No balls, 2 strikes. Remember the last time we were here, I mentioned to you that I was down in Tito's office. I think we were doing an interview. We had just finished up, and Victor Martinez, his son, came over to see Tito and ask how he was doing.
Right.
That was before Tito had his second episode and ended up in the hospital. But you know, young Victor had heard about it, his son, and just wanted to check up on the manager, and then a nice little visit. And I just thought it was crazy how these things end up working out. Victor Martinez will now need to have the same procedure that Tito had.
Is that right?
Yeah, he's going to have that ablation to address his irregular heartbeat issue. In the foul ground, and it's caught there by Romine and left.
So obviously he's done for the rest of this year for sure.
Yeah, I think a lot of that's up in the, well, he's on the 60-day DL. So I would imagine there's a pretty good end.
Yeah.
Pretty good, yeah.
And I talked to Tito about this before the game tonight, about just how unbelievable they were both going through the same situation. He said he didn't want to get too much into it because he doesn't know exactly what's going on with Victor, but he just said he's happy they found out what is going on with him, and he just hopes. And he said the one thing about being a ball player or being in the situation that they both are in, they have the best care and the best doctors in the world to take care of them, and that's the main thing he wanted the Martinez family to know. Is just believe and trust in what the doctors are saying and do it to take care of yourself.
And that's what Tito said was the toughest thing, is not knowing. And once they find out, then it makes you feel a little bit better because you can finally do something about it.
Well, it's just so weird that it happened to both of them in similar circumstances. Remember, Tito had the issue, came back, seemed like everything was okay, and then it happened again. That's in the air, left, but foul. And for Victor Martinez, remember he had this thing earlier, and I think he spent time on the DL and came back and seemed like everything was fine, and it happened again. And so, yeah, Brad Ausmus said, look, he didn't give anybody any indication that he was done playing baseball. So they feel like if he can have the procedure and get himself sort of back to normal, whatever that is, then they expect that he would be back next year.
Well, and I guess only time will tell now.
Lonnie Chisenhall 0 for 2. And the 2-2 pitch is clobbered to deep right field. Back is Presley on the track over his head. It short hops the wall. Lonnie's got at least a double, and he'll pull in there safely with his 14th double of the year.
You see the little nuances in this ballpark. This one hit in the same spot where Santana's did, except Santana's hit the top of the wall and it came down. This one stuck underneath the wall. A little lip down there, and you're waiting for it to come off if you're an outfielder, and it doesn't. Now you've got to go catch it. Watch the little lip. It sits, and it sits right there. Now you got to put the brakes on, go get it, although it's still only a double. Third double of the night for the Indians.
In-game recap brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. In the first inning, the Indians had back-to-back triples. They had 6 hits total. Abraham Almonte had a 2-out, 2-run single as the Indians scored 4 times in the first. Corey Kluber's made it stand up so far. And in some regards, it's amazing Jordan Zimmerman's still around because he made almost 30 pitches in that first inning. The 1-0. Almonte with a liner just beyond the reach of Iglesias. And coming around third is Chisenhall. He'll be waved home. The throw went to second base, and zooming by that throw was Almonte. And the Indians' lead is now 5-0.
Yeah, that is, you give Almonte a double. He gets himself another RBI. Chisenhall got caught on the line drive here. He started to break and said, oh, man, I should freeze. But he started to go back to the base. You see, and then he realized, oh, I got to kick it in gear. But he didn't expect to go. But here comes Mike Sarbaugh saying, let's go. You got plenty of time, big outfield, and he goes right to second base. So Almonte gets his third RBI of the night and his second hit. Good hustle by him to get into second.
Now here's Yan Gomes, already 2 for 2. Tigers get some action in the bullpen.
It's amazing. Go ahead.
I'm just sorry. Just to give you guys what was really going on, the guys are killing Chiz because he didn't get a triple. They were killing me before that. So he had to go home when the ball was hit there.
Yeah.
And they're still all over him.
Well, you're right. They'll stay on him.
They're all over him going, why would you not go to third with the ball stuck in there down the right field line? So if he wouldn't have gone from third, I'm pretty sure Lindor and others would have been out in the field mocking him.
I was just going to say about Zimmerman today. You go back to the first, they had 4 straight hits before he got an out, and then they ended that inning with 2 consecutive hits. They had 2 straight hits in the second, in the third, and now the 5th.
Wow, yeah. He's a bunches guy.
Well, that's not good for you. He's had to pitch around it. Although the last couple of times he's lucky because there were 2 outs, but now there's only 1 out here.
Miles J, who was warming up earlier.
Just going to say, if you give up 4 in the first and you could get yourself and pitch your team into the 5th or make it 6th inning, then you battle to stay in there. But the Indians are on the verge to putting a hurting on them again.
Bouncer to short, and Iglesias throws out Gomes. 2 down.
You'll see that big 31 pitch first inning for Zimmerman, but then settled down, had to work his way through because of the 2 outs in the 3rd inning. So he will be nearing the end, and that's the most he's ever pitched against the Indians now in his 2 starts this year. I told you he had a 5-inning start. He went 5 2/3 back on July 1st in this ballpark against the Tribe.
Down in the dirt. Ball 1 to Gio Urshela, who is 1 for 2 on the night. Yesterday he was 4 for 8 with 2 doubles and 3 runs batted in the doubleheader. Out of play to the right. In tight. 2 balls and a strike. You know what Andre just told us, I think it's one of those things that always fascinates me about the culture of a big league clubhouse, and that is manager and coaches, sometimes they don't even need to say anything because the players will take care of it.
Yes, they will.
If you don't do something right, you got 20 guys on your team that are probably going to let you know it. Back-to-back doubles here in the 5th, lead to another run for the Tribe, 5-0. We're halfway through in Detroit.
receive a 1977 white replica jersey. That'll take place Saturday, September 9th, when the Indians will host the Orioles in Buck Showalter. They're coming in and they're trying to make a concerted effort for the playoffs. You can also enjoy a pregame block party in right field district. Go to Indians.com for the tickets.
Brian Holiday leading off, bloops one towards center. Greg Allen comes screaming in and makes the catch.
There you go. Closing time.
Carter Hawkins says, if you like Greg Allen's game, in other words, if you like his speed, the way he runs the bases, swings the bat, plays defense, he said that's nothing, because he said his best attribute is his demeanor and the way he handles himself in the clubhouse, the kind of teammate he is.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Tigers could use a center fielder with this guy's speed that can cover the ground like that. He saw the closing speed, and once you get to know the hitters, you saw him go down the line last night on one hopper, did you?
Yeah.
He was like a blur.
It's one thing to hustle, but when you combine hustle with speed,
yes, that's
then you've got defenders can be a little jumpy.
You don't see guys like that, a lot of guys like that anymore. You know, you used to see some guys that could really run, but now, boy, it certainly catches your eye.
Santana with the flip to Kluber, 2 down. Injury report brought to you by the attorneys at Elk & Elk. Clayton Kershaw went 6 shutout innings, struck out 7, didn't walk a batter. First start,
go figure,
since July 23rd.
He'll pitch for 6 weeks and go out there and throw 6 innings, 2 hits.
How about that? 16-2 on the year with a 1.95 ERA. Dodgers are started the day 92-41. Jose Iglesias. Kluber's 2-1 offering, swung on and missed. .51 out of 67 pitches strikes for Kluber tonight. And he makes quick work of Iglesias and the Tigers on 8 pitches here in the 5th inning. He has struck out 4. And the Indians lead at 5-0.
including savings and access to Tribe Rewards. And today's Tribe Rewards code is TOMY. Visit Indians.com for complete details.
Cleveland Clinic call to the bullpen for right-hander Miles J. Making his major league debut. And he'll be facing the top of the order. It'll be Frankie Lindor, then Greg Allen, and Jose Ramirez. Miles J came to the Tigers along with Bobby Wilson from Texas in exchange for Brian Holiday last year, and then they ended up getting Holiday back. Breaking ball down low.
This is his major league debut. Oh, baby.
Bloop to left and caught.
Oh, I thought I was going to get down
too. Just hung in the air a little too long. One down. We go back to the studios for a game break without Pawlowski. I would have never guessed that's what you were going to come up with.
I know it.
Greg Allen speed kills his first major league hit. Put it in the hole between first and second. Navarro made a great diving effort. He got a glove on it, but by the time Kinsler could get to it, you're not going to beat Greg Allen to the bag.
Now you're going to have to field it cleanly. They're going to throw that ball over to the Indians dugout. It'll go out of play. And there's the bat boy. So congratulations. Yeah, you got to field it cleanly if you want to get him at first base.
I wouldn't give that ball to Trevor.
Yeah, he may cut it up.
Hey, he's going to have his very own baseball guy.
Literally.
Yeah.
He'll have his face on his first hit.
That is the last guy I would give it to. Or Cookie.
Yeah, well, who gave it to him? Did Lonnie? I saw
Chiz
caught
did,
it.
yeah.
Oh, boy.
Ramirez fouls one out of play.
Let's take a look at that hit for Allen. He pulls the ball as Navarro's going to go over, knock it down, and nope, not enough time. Although the pitcher got over there, I give him credit. Look at, he's looking at it, staring at that baseball. What can I do here?
And Greg Allen's second pro season between Lynchburg and Lake County, he stole 46 bases.
This is a situation here now, though. I don't think you're going to see him run. 5-0 lead, sixth inning. You've got an out. Keep the hold for Ramirez in the big part of the lineup. But you never know.
Well,
I say that, and I could be dead wrong.
That's one of the things I think the Indians really are excited about with Greg is that, you know, Carter Hawkins will tell you when Greg Allen gets a walk or a single, he turns it into a double real quick. Now,
well, that's the exciting. That's his game. I understand that. That's part of his game, but
maybe not in this situation.
Right. That's the situation may not be right. And you're going into the big part of the lineup right now. Let these guys swing the bat. It's already 5-0.
And he's coming from Double-A. He doesn't know any of these guys.
Well, you know what, though? That guy standing over in the box, Sandy Alomar, does, and he can go out there and he'll let him know. And plus, this guy that's throwing is very quick to home plate. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Ramirez sends a sky-high pop to center, right center, and now a right fielder, Presley, comes in And makes the catch for out number 2. That'll bring up Edwin Encarnacion, who singled in each of his first 2 trips tonight, driving in a run and scoring one. Pulls it foul. And Edwin in the hole. 0-2. Encarnacion sitting on 32 homers. Now 81 runs batted in on the year. He's had a good series. 5 hits and 9 at bats, a homer, double, 5 runs scored. You know, that's the crazy thing about Edwin. I was going to look, see where he ranks right now in terms of runs scored, because we've watched him run. It's not pretty, but he gets on base so much with all the walks. Not among the top 10 coming in.
Yeah, but you're looking at a lot of those guys in the top 10 are going to be.
But he has scored 82 runs.
Yeah.
Slowly chopped to short, and Iglesias will go to first. And that ends the inning. Midway through the 6th. Cleveland 5, Detroit nothing. Detroit, crisp, cool, fall-like evening. 66 degrees at game time. I mean, the first day of fall isn't really until September 21st.
Yeah, yep.
But I think it came early and they didn't tell us.
You know, everyone, I don't know, maybe it's because we had such a nice summer that, you know, it gets down into the 60s and we're a little spoiled. It happens quickly.
Top of the order, Ian Kinsler leading off, looks outside, ball 1. Check swing roller towards second. Ramirez comes flying in and throws him out. Let's go down to Andre.
Well, Bradley Zimmer currently is being evaluated for a possible head injury. That's all we have at this point in time, but they're checking on a head injury. A little bit like Brandon Guyer a couple days ago. We were in Yankee Stadium where they checked his neck and checked his head. I just think that's part of the precautionary measures they go to now when a guy goes down and his head jolts like that.
All right, thanks, Andre.
Yeah, he was on a dead sprint. We knew. All right, let's hope it's going to be A-OK.
Alex Presley is 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. Off Corey Kluber taking a strike here. The 1-1. How about that? He's 3 for 3. Alex Presley just slapping the ball the other way off Corey Kluber. T-Mobile Unlimited Baseball Break. Zach Greinke.
Oh boy, how about that? 16 home starts, 13-1, a 2.31 ERA. Diamondbacks are back at it again, playing well too. His only loss, by the way, in case anybody's interested, came against the Dodgers.
His only loss at home, yeah. The Rockies and Diamondbacks were neck and neck there for a while, but Arizona's kind of pulled away from them.
Yeah, they've been playing great.
So when you talk about the wild card, you know, it's a one-day shot for somebody, and Arizona looks like they've got the best opportunity to secure home field in that game, and they're so good at home this year that's a pretty big deal in that wild card game.
Yes, it is.
Now, for the longest time, we just kind of conceded it's going to be Arizona and Colorado. Well, all of a sudden, Milwaukee's only a game and a half out in that deal.
Yeah, and Arizona's playing Colorado tonight. Yeah, you look at it, the Brewers, they haven't faded. A lot of people thought they would, you know, with pitching and things like that, but they haven't. They're game and a half back, and Colorado came down to earth a little bit.
Castellanos looks, it's slow and away. Corey Kluber, just another workman-like performance so far here tonight. Swung on and missed. He's got himself another strikeout. Number 5 on the night. That gives him 220 on the year.
Take a look at Corey Kluber in slow motion and see the break and the spin on his slider. Or curveball, whatever you want to call it. But I mean, just the location of it, it drops down and you get him to chase it. And there's a changeup. And watch the movement going away. I mean, that thing takes off like a wiffle ball. And when you're a hitter and you see it up there, you say, you got to commit. And once you go out there, and all of a sudden it disappears. Well, you talk about upsetting the balance of a hitter or the rhythm or the timing. That's the key to pitching. And boy, I don't know many people that do it any better than Corey Kluber. Your best bet is you get up there and look first pitch fastball. If you get it, you better swing, even if it's a ball sometimes.
I'm just thinking all the things I've heard over the years from various hitters, hitting coaches, instructors about keeping your head back behind the ball. You're trying to square that ball up on the barrel of the bat, and now you're facing a guy that's making the ball move all over the place.
Yeah. You got to hope that it's upstairs a little bit or he doesn't hit his location. And if you get one against Kluber, you better hit it. Don't miss it.
You can't hit what you can't see. Navarro, no chance there. 6 Ks for Corey Kluber. 6 shutout innings for the Cy Young hopeful. Elk and Elk, proud partners of the Cleveland Indians. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO. By the stylish 2017 Kia Optima. And by Homerama 2.0. Presented to you by the Home Builders Association of Greater Cleveland. Oh, Murph's group, Danzig, coming on September 15th. He might be making a return trip to the Motor City.
I'm sure he is. I'm sure he is.
Carlos Santana leading off the 7th inning for Cleveland. Miles J in his 2nd inning of relief work allowed a hit in the 6th, but did not give up a run. Three-man shift, right side of the field for Detroit. Santana booms one to right field, but a nice running catch by Presley robs him of potentially an extra base hit. One down for Lonnie Chisenhall.
Send out birthday wishes to Owen Stocker, who is 15 today, from North Canton. Steve Warren's grandson, as a matter of fact.
All right.
Or godson. Godson.
Lonnie Chisenhall doubled and scored the last run of this game in the 5th inning. Blooped, goes out. Iglesias, the shortstop. 2 down. Well, it's been a bad night for Royals manager Ned Yost. He gave the ball to Onelki Garcia for his first major league start. And Onelki lasted 6 batters. He gave up 4 runs on 4 hits and walked a guy. He got 1 out. And then Andre Machado came on, made his major league debut in relief. And so far in 2/3 of an inning, he's given up 5 runs on 4 hits, and he's walked 3. And it's 9-0 Minnesota. And they're in the 2nd inning.
Well, sometimes major league debuts don't go so well. It happened back-to-back tonight, huh? Well, they held on to beat the Twins last night 7-6.
Yeah, Minnesota, not only are they probably lamenting the fact that they can't catch the Indians, but they've got teams breathing down their neck in that wild card race now, with both Baltimore and the suddenly beefed up Angels, only a game and a half back, both. I know it's way too early, but as we start the month of September, Paul Molitor has to be highly considered for American League Manager of the Year, given what he's done with a Twins team that nobody expected to be here.
They never gave up. They never quit, but we know that. That's them as an organization.
Nice play at second base by Kinsler to flip over and retire Almonte. Stretch time in Detroit. Indians rolling up 5-0.
Progressive Field. That'll be Friday. Next Friday we return home. It'll be Adam Jones and the Orioles coming into town for the weekend series from 5 to 7. Fans can enjoy $2 Coors Lights in the right field district, while also can enjoy a pregame block party. Just go to Indians.com for your tickets.
Leading off here in the bottom of the 7th, Mikey Matuk, who is 0 for 2. Corey Kluber just over the 80 pitch mark. Evens the count 1-1. Just barely nailed the outside edge to get ahead. Corey Kluber has given up 5 hits tonight. 4 of those were singles, and 3 of them came off the bat of Alex Presley.
Well, Alex is going, I don't know what you guys come on, it's not that tough, guys. Come on, pick up the slack. Yeah, 3 hits off him. That's something you could go home and say something about.
If there was a turning point early in this game in which the Tigers may have had a glimmer of hope, 2-2 foul back, it was in the 3rd inning when Brian Holiday led off with a double. But they didn't get him home, and they didn't capitalize.
Right.
Corey retired the next 3 in a row.
And then in the 4th, they had 1st and 3rd and 1 out. And then he got the strikeout of Matuk. But, you know, that you get chances, and, you know, you good pitchers, they find a way to pitch around them, and Kluber has done just that.
Just missed with the fastball. And I when I said before, this is just has the feel of just a very workmanlike performance tonight from Kluber. When he's had the couple of times to make big pitches, he does. But he's not going out there like he's trying to set a strikeout record tonight.
Well,
it's almost like he's pitching to contact. Let's go.
How many times have we said he gets his strikeouts from being ahead in the count and getting hitters to chase his pitch? He doesn't go for strikeouts. Every once in a while you have to. You can see 6 strikeouts, but 8 ground ball outs, 4 fly ball outs. He's you know, scattered 5 hits. And for me, and you know, you look at that, he's shutting them out. There's nothing wrong, but if there's anything, he might have been a little bit up in the zone tonight than he normally is. That's why they're falling off pitches and I think staying alive. Normally when he's down there, it's unhittable. But I mean, how can you say that when he's throwing a shutout?
Dare I say we're getting spoiled.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is a treat to watch him every 5 days.
3-2, line to left center field, and that's a base hit. Greg Allen racing over to cut it off. Matuk looks for 2. He's going. Allen's throw is there, and he is out at second base.
Attaboy.
Matuk a little too aggressively trying to turn that into a double. Leading off this 7th inning, and Greg Allen got rid of it quickly.
You know, he felt he could get there. But at a 5-0 game, you really have to be careful. But Allen comes up and says, okay, you expect him to go. You make a strong throw, and Ramirez goes to get it and comes back to make a really nice tag. You know, for Matuk, the way these guys are going, they were shut out last night. I like his aggressiveness.
Tigers are going to challenge. We'll see. What do you see anything there?
Let me see. I didn't get a good look. You know what? I liked his aggressiveness going, but let me see. Here's the ball. Here's the tag.
Well, hand might have gotten in there.
I'll tell you what. He might be safe. He might be safe because, you know, with that tag, as Jose had to go back to the base, it might have, as he's still off the base, though. That's the thing. Did he hold the tag on after he slides past?
No.
But Allen made a nice play. He comes in and to stop him, and it is bang bang, and the umpire's behind him, behind the play, so it's tough to see if that tag, it might have looked like the tag was sooner than what it originally was. Let's look at it from center field. And here comes the hand. It looks like it hits the bag, and the tag's up a little high into the chest. So
another case where the ball beat him,
yeah,
but he was able to get that left hand in there and pull the right hand back.
Let me put it this way. I wouldn't be surprised if they overturned it, because it's awfully close no matter how you slice it. But with the umpire behind the play, trailing it per se, he may be called safe.
Matuk believes that he just saw convincing evidence on the replay board here in the ballpark, so he's saying, I'm ready to go back out on the field.
Yeah, well, you have to wait till they make, they take up in New York, they've got to make the decision. And even though he was called out, they've got to have convincing evidence that it is there. It's really, I mean, we can't slow it down any more than that.
Now, and again, Rick, is it convincing?
Right.
Clear and convincing. I think there have been times where we thought, well, it looks like.
It's happened a lot this year. We've said, okay, I think it's overturned or it isn't, and learn to just wait now and see what they say. It was a close play. It was good hustle on Matuk's part. It was a good throw on Allen's part. And it's a game of inches. He's pleading his case with his third base coaches. I'm sure he's talking to him. All right, let's hope you're going to be safe.
All right, we have a decision.
There you go.
And the call is overturned.
So he hustled his way, even though it was close, into a double. So that's another leadoff double here for the Tigers. Front hand, left hand gets into the base and touched before Ramirez's glove hits his chest. So it is overturned.
And now Jeimer Candelario 0 for 2, the batter.
Change up by Kluber to the left-hander. He's thrown some good change-ups tonight.
Out of play. Candelario able to lay off that pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And now that's going to even it up at 2-2. This has been when Kluber's been at his best tonight, when he had runners on base and in scoring position. Santana will flip it. And that's out number 1. Matuk able to move over to third base. Hey, we're right back here to wrap up the series tomorrow with a day game, 1 o'clock start, 12:30. Our coverage begins with Alan Jensen on Indians Live. Josh Tomlin makes his return to the mound for Cleveland. Looking forward to that and hope you'll be with us for the series finale tomorrow afternoon at 1. Brian Holiday. Now, Holiday doubled in the 3rd inning to lead off that inning, and he was stranded at 3rd. It's almost the same situation now here in the 7th. Leadoff double. Next batter moved him over to 3rd, but then Kluber, back in inning number 3, retired the next 2 batters without incident. Holiday, though, shoots one towards center field. Greg Allen can't get there. And coming home to score is Mikey Matuk. The Tigers are on the board here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, and they're cheering about it too. That one not hit hard enough. Allen had a good jump on the ball, and it was off the plate, so he was just going to try and get him home, and he does. A little bit off the end of the bat. Goes in front of Allen. You play it into a single. That's right. Still 1 out, but the Tigers finally score in the 7th inning with a 1-out single.
Snaps a 16-inning scoreless streak for Indians pitching. And we've got action now in the Indians bullpen. Andrew Romine is 0 for 2 tonight. Swing and a miss.
See, the hitters, you know, when the left-handers especially, they get up their first pitch, they're looking for a fastball against Kluber, and he's thrown the changeup a couple of times tonight. So he has that. He's thrown about 9 changeups, 9 or 10 changeups, and the good movement. But he's been able to get a lot of swings and misses with that changeup, especially early in the count. There's back-to-back.
The 0-2 and a good breaking ball down and in, but Romine able to hold up. Andrew Romine got a little tapper. No, it wasn't a tapper. It was a fairly sharp hit ball in the 3rd inning, but it glanced off Kluber's glove, went right to Ramirez, and he threw him out. And he rolled over on a ground ball to Santana at first base in the 5th. Shoots this one to left field, and it's going to be caught by Almonte. And there are 2 down. Back to first goes Holiday.
That's a case where he put a good swing on it, hit it, did everything right, but the defense was played. And you remember him shooting that foul ball in his last at-bat to left field. So they bring that left fielder in a little bit, had him played perfectly to get the out. I think Abe only thought there was 2 outs. He was going to run it in, and Lindor's chirping to him.
Jose Iglesias is 0 for 2 tonight. Corey Kluber about to make his 100th pitch of the evening. Trying to go 7 innings. Boy, 75%.
That's yeah, that's absolutely crazy.
And Iglesias is in the hole 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out to end the inning. Kluber finished with his 7th strikeout in 7 strong innings of work. And the Indians lead it 5-1. Telecast is presented by authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians. 5-1, Indians on top. They jumped them early with 4 runs on 6 hits. They batted around in the first. And when you've got Corey Kluber on the mound and you hand him 4 runs before he even throws a pitch, you're in pretty good shape.
Yes, indeed.
Now, it's not over yet, but you have to feel pretty good about where you sit if you're in the Indians dugout. Miles J, meanwhile, in his 3rd inning of relief work, facing Yan Gomes, who fouls one straight back. By the way, we were talking about this before the game. Gene Lamont, who is filling in tonight, he's the bench coach for Brad Ausmus. Ausmus serving his 1-game suspension. So Gene Lamont is the acting manager as Gomes chops one up the middle. And he is retired by a whisker for out number 1. Lamont's been in the game, I think, his whole life. But he was part of baseball's first ever draft. 1965 was the first time Major League Baseball had a draft. And the first overall pick in that draft was Rick Monday by the Kansas City Athletics at that time. Ray Fosse was the Indians' first pick,
right,
7th overall in that draft. And then Gene Lamont was drafted 13th overall by Detroit. There were some other notables in that draft. The 36th overall pick, that's the 2nd round, of the Cincinnati Reds was a young catcher from Oklahoma named Johnny Bench.
Holy smokes, he was a 2nd rounder, huh?
And then also of note, drafted by Detroit with the 53rd overall pick was Andy Messersmith. And if memory serves, he was one of the first I think, free agents.
Yes,
in
he was
baseball
back in
history.
1974. I believe you're right. Bill Singer.
Our buddy Jarrett Wright, his dad Clyde Wright was the 107th pick in that draft by the Angels. Now there were some also a couple of notable pitchers who I guess they flew under the radar back then. The 190th overall pick was Tom Seaver.
Wow.
Tom,
terrific.
By the Dodgers. And the 226th pick in the draft, this one will floor you folks. The New York Mets selected Nolan Ryan.
Well, didn't Seaver sign with the Mets too?
He was drafted by the Dodgers, though. That's at least what the.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know
how he ended up. Dodgers because he was a Southern California boy.
How about Gene Tennis? You played against him. Gene Tennis was the 399th pick in that draft by the Kansas City A's, and he became one of the mainstays in that Oakland A's dynasty.
From Kansas City out to Oakland, and he was part of all those championships. Yes, he was.
That was baseball's first ever draft, 1965. The line and the 3-2. Chop back up the middle. Scoop and threw him out. Nice play by Iglesias. Hey, the people who have been affected by Hurricane Harvey need your help, and you can help out by visiting redcross.org, or you can just text the word Harvey to 90999. You'll make a $10 donation by simply doing that, and that enables the Red Cross to prepare for, respond to, and help people recover from that incredible disaster. And we're still learning more and more about that.
Oh, I'm sure we will for a while to come. But we do know one thing: the Astros are back there playing in Houston. And I know they had a doubleheader tonight against the Mets, and they won the first game.
Grounded up the middle. Diving stop by Kinsler. Throws. No, he cannot get him. Heck of an effort by Kinsler.
Yes, it was. Well, they're working the middle part of the field. So there you'll see it. It skips off the mound. And Kinsler tried to get enough on it, but Lindor makes it easy.
Miller time brought to you by Miller Lite. Greg Allen coming on for the injured Bradley Zimmerman. A nice running catch in center field, showing that speed. And offensively, his first major league hit.
Congratulations there. See, and it all comes like he didn't even start the game. Zimmer was in the center field. He didn't know he was going to play. And what happens? You make a nice play. You get your first major league hit. Never expected to do that today.
One ball, one strike. We're in the 8th inning, and the Indians lead the Tigers 5-1. Right back up the middle and knocked down by the pitcher Jay. He'll throw out the speedy Allen to end the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th in Detroit. Indians 5, Tigers 1. Ticket presented by Sports Time Ohio includes your first drink, and time's running out, folks, so go online. It's the only place to get them. Indians.com/district ticket. You got the left field corner, the right field corner.
Well, listen, not many weekends left, not many homestands left. We come back, we have a nice long one.
Ian Kinsler leading off the 8th inning, home half for Detroit. And I'm a little surprised Corey Kluber's right back out there. I thought maybe after 7 innings, Tito would go to the bullpen, but he's going to stick with Kluber. And it's not that he can. He regularly goes over 100 pitches. But it just seemed like with Shaw warming up last inning, and after he'd given up a couple of hits and the Tigers got on the board.
He might have asked him how you feel.
Yeah.
And he might have said, I can go one more. You never know. I'm sure they checked with him.
Well, Shaw is up and warming as we start this inning.
Maybe Kluber said, I got to get Presley out tonight before I leave here. He's got 3 hits off him.
Well, the other thing too, Rick, is even though the Indians are up 5-1, it feels like it's much more than that.
I know, but it's not. You're right. He's been in control. And they came out in the first and they just sucker punched Zimmerman.
He has struck out 7, but he has been a more, I don't want to, that's not the right term. He's been an efficient pitcher, not more so than normal, but he's just had a very, look, I'm not trying to strike everybody out tonight.
Yeah, pitch to contact, and he's faced some hitters he's never faced before, and these young kids are putting the ball in play. You know, they want to put it in play. They're not trying to swing, and they're not trying to do too much, so he's letting his defense work. You know, 7 strikeouts is really a good day for most pitchers that go out there. When you look at Kluber, you expect, this kid is unbelievable.
Gave it a great effort, but Alex Presley is 4 for 4. He has had an incredible night against one of the game's best pitchers.
He certainly has. The only other guy I think I can remember, if I am correct, to get 4 hits off Kluber was Milky Cabrera when he was with the Chicago, and it was the day before he got traded. And that ball gets into right field as Ramirez is diving for him. So that's his night, man.
Redbird said the only guy with more hits this year against Corey Kluber than that man in your picture is Melky Cabrera, who has 9.
Yeah.
So the 4 hits tonight.
It's remarkable. That's a good night. If you're a young hitter like that, you wish more of your guys could do it. He's got half of the Tiger hits.
It's a career night in more ways than one for Alex Presley.
We're going to start calling him Elvis Presley. Forget Alex.
No, one for the money.
He's going to have his blue suede shoes on.
I mean, think about it. He's got a 4-hit night off a guy who won a Cy Young Award and quite possibly could win another one. A guy who last October was pitching in the World Series. So regardless of how things play out for Presley, he's got a story to tell. The 0-1. Castellanos pops it up shallow center. Look at Greg Allen flying in, but Ramirez goes out to make the catch.
I was watching Ramirez. He was flying out. you get that sense as an infielder when they hit it off the end of the bat. You can see it quicker than an outfielder can. An outfielder will more so go on sound, where the infielder can see it and actually hear it, and then he'll get a better jump knowing he didn't drive it.
2 down now for Efren Navarro, who is 1 for 3. $25,272 turning out for this Saturday evening affair. Chances are when most of those folks bought tickets, they had no idea how different the Tigers team would look. Detroit, just before the Indians arrived in town, traded away Justin Verlander and Justin Upton. And now they've got everybody in Detroit wondering, where does it end in the offseason? Are they going to continue to purge?
This has been, I think, a long time coming for the Tigers. How they had to do something. They really did, and you have to start somewhere. So you've got to go with the big, the big players, the big paid players. You look at the Verlander and Upton trade in one day, they saved about $175, $180 million.
Yeah.
So
future payments. Yeah.
Exactly.
3-1 pitch. To left. Caught. Almonte went to the deck.
Ball caught him.
And the inning is over. So we'll go to the ninth here in the Motor City. And the Indians revving up the engines, lead at 5-1. Yeah, I mean, it was, I hate to use that word because it sounds like it's demeaning, but workmanlike. He just said, here you go, see if you can hit it. I don't think he can.
Corey Kluber was Corey Kluber. He went out there, threw a lot of strikes. So what was it, 75% strikes after the 100-pitch mark?
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you could do that and you don't get hurt, that's very impressive.
Ground ball to first, and Jose Ramirez hustling down the line. But the Tigers convert for out number one. So we'll look forward to Indians Live with Alan Jensen and see what they've got to break down on Corey Kluber, who was very, very good again here tonight. And recapping our storylines brought to you by Mazda. Jordan Zimmerman has never had any success against the Indians, and that continued right out of the gate tonight. Corey Kluber, 13 games of 10 or more. He only struck out 7 tonight, but he didn't need the strikeout pitch. Edwin Encarnacion plunked. He'll take his base.
Well, you see him smiling. He must be done. Yes, he is.
We're going to get a pinch runner for Edwin as Eric Gonzalez will come on and run. And Carlos Santana 1 for 4 tonight with a double and a run scored.
You know, the Indians, they just came out of the chute tonight with 6 hits in that first inning and just took all hope and dreams away from Detroit, man, in that top half of the first inning.
Yeah, they took them out of it quickly.
Back-to-back triples there, and one of the balls could have been caught, and that was Zimmer's triple, but it fell in. And then Ramirez hit a triple to left center, and they had him running all over the place. And they just, you know, it's tough to come back from something like that, especially when you have a guy like Kluber on the mound. Anybody on the mound.
And
That's 2 in a row.
Got hit. Well, they've got action in the bullpen. I don't know if maybe Miles J has just run out of pitches.
Well, he hit Encarnacion with a breaking ball. I want to see what this is. If it's a fastball, it looks like it is, just on the arm. You got to pitch guys inside. I don't think there's any intent there.
No, Gene Lamont's already made the move to the bullpen. So we've got a timeout here in Detroit with 2 on, 1 out in the 9th, and the Indians up 5-1. While we were away at the commercial break, where he got hit on the elbow by that pitch, but they checked him out. He's going to stay in the game. Our Pat O'Brien Chevrolet play of the game back in the first inning. You don't see back-to-back triples very often.
No, you rarely do, and that was the first one. I said it had a chance to be caught. It was not, but it scored a triple, and then Ramirez goes to left center field. After Zimmer went to right, it hits the wall. He continues to go all the way to third base. There's the back-to-back triples that set it up. They followed with a single, a double, and they had a couple more singles in that inning. A 2-out single by Almonte, and that gave them the big first inning, a 4-run first.
Daniel Stump, left-hander, on with 2 aboard and 1 out here in the 9th. Miles J, his night ended after he hit back-to-back batters. And Lonnie Chisenhall 1 for 4 at the dish.
Jay actually pitched pretty well tonight.
Yeah, I think maybe I don't know if he just got tired.
Yeah, looked like it.
41st appearance this year for the left-hander, but only 27 2/3, which tells you they kind of match him up.
Yeah, he pitched in the 9th inning of Game 2 yesterday. I will say this, the one reason why the Indians have only scored, even though they have 14 hits, foul. Oh boy, not by much.
About a 2-out hits.
2-out hits, but no walks. No walks by the Tigers staff. You know what I mean? Here's one just missing the line for Chisley, and a homer foul, and now a double just missing. You know, when they
second inning and third inning, there were 2 outs, nobody on base, back-to-back hits.
Right, you
tough
get
to get a rally rolling.
Yeah, it's tough to get a roll, but no walks. This Indians offense, when you do give them free passes like they did yesterday in Game 2, there hasn't been a walk in this game.
Yeah, right. Corey didn't walk anybody.
So, I mean, that's a big difference. When you give them free base runners, good teams take advantage of it, especially when you're swinging it the way the Indians are.
Well, let's see if they take advantage of the 2-hit batters here in the ninth with 1 out. Lonnie Chisenhall down on the count 0-2. Then we'll get a conference on the mound.
Now this is like 2 free passes here, two guys that were hit. So we'll see if they can take advantage of that.
Shot foul the other way. You saw Andrew Miller sitting in the crowd here in Detroit. No, not really. This guy wearing his jersey.
I was going to say, I was looking over at you. I said, where? I didn't see him.
He's throwing, though, back in Cleveland, and they're hoping next week they'll get him off the mound and move him closer to rejoining the club. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 2 down.
Got me.
So up comes Abraham Almonte. He's driven in 3 runs tonight. 2 out, 2-run single in the first. That was a big hit
it was
for the Indians early in this game.
Yeah, it went from 2 to 4 on that 2-out single.
You know, I just realized something else. That hit in the 8th inning was the first time, or the second time they had a hit in the 7th and one in the 8th where they didn't double up.
Yeah.
But back here in the 9th, what happens? They get a hit batter.
It doubled up.
Double it up. 4 straight in the first, and then with 1 out, back-to-back hits. Then in the 2nd inning, 2 outs, back-to-back hits. 3rd inning, 2 outs, back-to-back hits. 5th inning, 1 out, back-to-back hits, and that got him another run.
Yeah, they were doubles, though, not singles. I said, bartender, give me a double.
The 0-1. Seven out of 8 pitches from Daniel Stump have been strikes. So he's come in here and has attacked the zone. A little low that time, 2-1. Astros beat the Mets in game 1 of their doubleheader, 12-8. Game 2 underway. They're in the 3rd inning, no score down at Minute Maid Park. Popped up, and that's out of play. Just a bit outside. Stump thought he was going to get a strike called and was already headed to the dugout. But no, sir, not so fast. Two on, 2 out, 3-2 pitch, nothing doing. Stump took a look. Now the runners go, And a swing and a miss, struck him out. Ends the inning. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth. Indians looking for their 10th straight win when we come back. What do they say? With friends like these, I don't need enemies.
You don't think they're having fun out there?
Carlos Santana's taken all kind of grief from his fellow teammates after he got drilled in the elbow by a pitch. It's like, man, rough crowd. Lindor and some of the other guys were making fun of Carlos.
He doesn't think it's too funny.
No, I don't think he does either.
No, he's not happy about it.
He's probably saying, yeah, why don't you stand up there and let me throw a ball at your elbow and see who's crying. Mikey Matuk, Jeimer Candelario, and Brian Holiday, the bat for the Tigers here in the bottom of the ninth, with the Indians up 5-1. Brian Shaw for the 65th time this year. 4 up, 5 down, 3.29 ERA, 63 innings. Opposition batting .246 against him. .2-0 pitch fouled back. We were talking before about the 1965 MLB draft, the first draft ever. Gene Lamont was the 13th overall pick. He's managing tonight for the Tigers. The 447th overall pick in that draft was a pitcher out of Ohio State, drafted by the Tigers by the name of Steve Arlen, who ended his career pitching in the Indians organization. He pitched in the big leagues the year before you got to the big leagues with the Tribe.
74.
But the symmetry here is drafted by Detroit, played with the Indians, out of Ohio State. His grandfather was Harold Arlen, who broadcast the first baseball game ever on the radio for KDKA back in 1921.
No kidding.
Greg Allen comes flying in, almost a circus catch, but he couldn't quite hold on. That's the second time tonight an Indian center fielder, happened to Zimmer earlier, came flying in and just couldn't quite hold the ball.
It's, you know what? It looks like it just once the ground again will make contact, it comes out. It looks like he gets his glove there. It did. It went off the glove, deflected off the glove. It looked like the baby finger of that glove, and it went in there. Good effort. Had to cover a lot of ground, and that your eyes are shifting when you're sliding, diving like that. So it'll go as a base hit.
Leadoff man aboard for Detroit. And now Jeimer Candelario 0 for 3. Slowly chopped over Shaw's head. Bare hand grab by Lindor. Bang, bang, play at first. And the umpire, Jerry Meal, says, you're out. Candelario is retired. Matuk in the scoring position. And the Tigers might challenge, and they might have a good argument. This was really close.
Well, once it gets over Shaw's glove, there's nothing else Lindor could do but barehand it and flip it. From that angle, looks like he might have had his foot on the base. They're going to challenge. They think they've got a case, and I think they might be right.
Let's see.
Well, you have to challenge it. They have it there, whether they do or they don't, whether they overturn it or they don't. He was called out. Yeah, do you see Lindor right there? He was safe. Lindor said that right as he looked up.
Yeah, it looks like that foot. Looks like the foot is on the bag before the ball gets into the glove. And so now all of a sudden, this 4-run lead getting a little dicey with the first 2 on and nobody out.
But isn't it funny how the players even sit out there and talk to each other about these plays that they have nothing to do with? It's out of everybody's control. So it was really a nice try and a play by Lindor, but watch it in slow motion. The foot gets there, and it does beat the ball into the glove of Santana. There it's on the bag, and then it goes in.
Just barely.
Yeah.
So 2 plays in this inning, just barely.
Yeah.
And the Tigers have 2 men on base.
There has been a lot of just barelys in this game. Just barely catches, just barely outs. So they will start this inning. Back-to-back singles.
So this was between the innings. Watch Lindor throws a ball to Urshela, and he's reacting like Santana did, or at least their recollection of how Santana reacted.
They're having a laugh at Carlos's, yeah. Oh boy! So that's 3-on-1 now, and if you could get a look at Santana's face.
Oh, okay. Well, Lindor did it too.
You guys haven't seen the best. Jose can do Carlos Santana's at bats as well, and I mean he's got Carlos down to a science.
Does he?
Yes, and Carlos hates it.
Yeah, he doesn't have a very good look on his face.
Brian Holiday takes a strike from Brian Shaw, and he is 2 for 3 tonight with a double, and he drove in Detroit's only run in the 7th inning. Cody Allen is up in the Tribe bullpen. And there's a fly ball center field. Greg Allen makes the pitch. Some managers, might say, well, it's already a safe situation. Let me go get my closer. I think Tito would probably prefer not to have to even bring Cody into this game.
Oh, no, not after yesterday's ball game. Allen went an inning and gave up 4 hits.
Andrew Romine 0 for 3. Pulls it foul, and Romine in the hole 0-2. With the 2 singles here in the ninth, Detroit has now wrapped out 10 hits in the ballgame. The Indians had 10 hits by the third inning tonight.
Yeah, I know it. That was remarkable. They were hitting through this lineup. You're right. For the third time.
Minnesota, meanwhile, not letting up on Kansas City. Twins lead the Royals 13-0 in the fifth inning. Shaw, the 1-2 pitch, and a foul over the Detroit dugout into the crowd. To center field, Greg Allen going back on the ball, makes the catch, tagging and going to third is Matuk, and there are two down in the inning. And here comes Tito. He's going to make a change here with two down in the bottom of the ninth. Well, I guess he figured he's got Cody Allen up. He's hot. Might as well bring him into the game. So that's the decision. We'll be right back. Cody Allen on for the save. 2 on, 2 out. Bottom of the ninth. Indians leading at 5-1, but because the tying run is in the on-deck circle, this qualifies for a save situation. And also a milestone for Cody Allen. This is his 374th appearance, and that's the most all-time of any Indians relief pitcher, passing Eric Plunk.
Okay, so he finally passed him. Good for him. Let's hope he gets this one quick out. Gets a save.
Out goes the catcher, Yan Gomes. It's a surly crowd here in Detroit.
You know, you go back to game 1 yesterday, and the Tigers certainly had an opportunity in that game. They had the bases loaded. They made their last out.
Back out of play. Yeah, game one yesterday was a 3-2 ball game. But it was a weird game in that the score was 3-2, but the Tigers out hit the Indians 12-11. Line drive, base hit, right field. 1 run will score as Matuk comes home, and it's 5-2. That run charged to Brian Shaw as Jeimer Candelario moves into scoring position.
Going to get the breaking ball. Iglesias does a nice job staying on it and shooting it that way. So looks like he might have been sitting on that breaking ball. He takes it the other way, keeps the inning going, makes it a 5-2 game.
And now the top of the order. And Ian Kinsler 0 for 4 tonight, 1 for 12 in the series. But certainly his veteran presence gives you pause for concern in what is now a 3-run game. He represents the tying run.
Kinsler thinking one thing right now. He's trying to hit that ballpark, hit the ball out of the ballpark. He was sitting fastball and swung through it.
Well, Kinsler has a pretty good track record to work off of here. Outside, and it's 2-1. And the Tigers fans who have stuck around are starting to find a little hope. Three and one. Alex Presley is waiting on deck. He's 4 for 4 tonight. The 3-1. Curveball swung out and missed in a full count.
Helped him out right there.
Well, Kinsler sitting dead red, and he thinking he's getting it, and instead he fooled him with the spinner.
Well, and it sort of surprised me, unless Matt, the only thing I could think of, he might have been looking curve, but that was one that you can't hit anyway. He could have been on first base.
It's like he had his mind made up. I'm swinging.
Yeah, sure did. The guy on deck is 4 for 4 today.
Runners go. Swing and a line drive. Bounce to Lindor on one hop. The throw is in time and the game is over. The Indians survive a scare in the 9th and win it by a final score of 5-2 as they run their winning streak to 10 in a row. They've won 19 out of 23, and they go to 79-56 on the year. They've scored first in all 10 games. Just an incredible run for this ball club. And, you know, we mentioned it many times before, but because they have scored first in all 10 games on this win streak, that overall season stat is